Hi, this is a video presentation about the final assessment for Construction Technology 1. The case study is about Mr. and Mrs. Wong, who are going to renovate their three-story house and concerned about the foundation and staircase type and materiality. A few assumptions have been made to have a more complete case study structure. Assumptions have been made that Mr. and Mrs. Wong are over 50 and have no daughter or sons. Their requirements to the renovation project will be in moderate budget and also seek for ease to use and safety for elderly as they are getting older. So this meaning that they want the house to be planned for the future. So before the decision of the choice of foundation, site inventory and soil investigation will take place. After the investigation, assume that the soil there is loam. So loam soil is a combination of non-cohesive soil and cohesive soil. And it have a balanced properties. It's not an expensive soil and have good bearing capacity. And it's actually the best kind of soil for construction. Cohesive soil like gravel or sand have good bearing capacity but easily flushed by water if there is heavy rain. And cohesive soil in opposite have a poor bearing capacity and high expansive index that may cause crack or differential settlements. Also, around the site, there is no tree nearby. Before the choosing of foundation, the type and size of the building was to be considered. In this case, a three-story building probably is considered as a small project when compared to big building like shopping center or an apartment. Therefore, deep foundation is not necessary as it will cost more because of more excavation and more material use. Now, let's focusing on the shallow foundation. The peak of the foundation will be pad footing foundation as the soil condition is excellent and there is no tree nearby. In this case, rough strip foundation will cost more as more excavation and longer construction period and maturity will be used. From the reference video, pad foundation is the far more economical choice and has least amount of excavation work, and the construction is actually fast and it actually not require any skilled labor to do it. About the materiality of the foundation, reinforced concrete is the way to go, as it was a better foundation materials compared to steel or timber. Reinforced concrete have a better resistance towards moist and pests, and also have better tensile and compressive strength compared to timber. And when concrete is compared with steel, the thermal conductivity of concrete is far lower than steel, reaching 0.4 to 0.7, whereas steel is reaching 45. High thermal conductivity of steel will cause heat absorbed by the ground to enter the interior of the base if steel was being used as the foundation materials. Also, regarding of economical factors, reinforced concrete is better than steel, and also in a long run cost, the concrete actually better than timber, because in order to use timber foundation, an enhanced and superior surface drainage system is required, and the life cycle of timber is shorter than reinforced concrete. Therefore, there is more maintenance will be going through the cycle of the life of timber. So next, we go on to the staircase. The staircase of our choice is half-turn staircase, as another typing have their own flaws when facing the client future condition and requirement. Spiral staircase and winding staircase is generally more dangerous as they both have a little foot space at the corner of the trade. Quarter staircase and circular staircase will create a huge stairwell and might cause dizziness and lost balance as elderly are climbing, because a lot of elderly are looking down to watch their steps when climbing stairs. Based on self-experience, this is the bird eye view, not a plan view of the quarter turn staircase to show the huge stairwell formed by the design of the stair. So, dogleg staircase with a quarter spacing landing will only create a small well that will not cause effect, but solve the stairs from being too steep near the newer post and make the transition of the railing become smoother. As shown in this diagram is the staircase with a quarter space landing, and this doesn't have this generally just a dog-legged staircase. So elderly can use the railing at here to use the railing at any spot of the stairs. So because of the transition of the railing is smoother than others. And these are the specialized dimensions specifically made for elderly. The tread is wider and the riser is shorter. The handle also in this kind of shape because elderly when climbing do grip and pull and push with their palms to climb up the stairs. So we implement dual railings in this staircase, and the height of the railing will be 900 mm, and the distance between the two railings will be 700 mm, as this distance allows the use of both hand railing at the same time by a single person. For each flight, the width of the stair will be 920 mm, and each flight has 8 steps excluding the landing. The tread, as mentioned, will be 300 mm in depth as opposed to the center side of 255. And there is also a 220 mm tread extension by a rounded nosing. Tread of the staircase are grooved to provide additional friction grip and anti-slip. Riser of the staircase will be 170 mm in height, and if fall within the optimal riser height for elderly is within 152 to 190. The minimum headroom will be at least 3 meter height, and with the pitch line of the staircase will be 32 degrees. So we follow up with the material used in the staircase. So the material used in the staircase is basically precast reinforced concrete, because precast reinforced concrete save construction time compared to reinforced concrete staircase formed with in-cast situ approach. Then the time saved translate into the saving of cost. Also, the precast reinforced concrete staircase have a better quality than in-cast situ concrete because it was pre-made so that there will be a quality check or quality control before the actual construction of the staircase. Also, precast concrete staircase, precast reinforced concrete staircase meets the requirements of for the elderly, because the surface of the treads need to be perfectly identical and consistent, as a slight slump or difference will cause elderly to fall down from the stairs. Also, precast reinforced concrete staircase is considered as no maintenance is required. Reinforced concrete have a high precast reinforced concrete have a high compressive strength and increased tensile strength, making it better material for a staircase than timber. Steel will be used for the railings in the staircase because it has a high tensile and compressive strength that it can assist elderly to climb up the stairs, while also having high resistance to moisture, mold, or pests. The handle of the handrails, in the other hand, will be made from timber to increase the friction of the grip even in wet conditions. Timber is also used as the material for stair treads to provide good friction grip, also as an anti-slip material for elderly safety. That's all for my presentation.